100 shirts for only $395. 20 shirts for only $100.
Greenleaf Printing and Designs has stupendous signage, printed and embroidered apparel, and promotional products for you. They're at 5526 Burkhart Road in Dayton and on the web at greenleafprinting.com.
I am somebody. I may be poor. But I am somebody. I might be on welfare. But I am somebody. Yeah, I live in the hood. It's all good. I am somebody. I deserve to be respected. Protected. And never rejected. Yeah, I'm black. But I'm beautiful. Because I'm God's child. I am somebody. I am somebody. God's power to the people. Luther King said that human rights is where he wanted to go. Yeah. Brother Malcolm said the same thing, that human rights, this was about human rights. And I see no difference today. If it's about human rights, where are the humans? Where are all of the humans? We have more hues than just one hue. Yeah. We have more hues than just black. This is about human rights, segment of our population that is being excluded, that is being disenfranchised. This is a larger movement of disenfranchisement. You see it going on in many places. You'll see it in the form of mass incarceration of our black males. You'll see it in the form of trying to disenfranchise those at the polls, in terms of trying to institute new forms of identification, to exclude those that have the less opportunities to vote at the polls. This is more of the same. There's nothing different. That's right. There is nothing different. This is about human rights. All of us should be concerned with human rights. You may want to pose this as something else. You may want to pose it as a race thing. And of course there'll be those demagogues that'll come out and they'll excite race. But this is more than about that. This is about human rights. We have to stand up for all of those that are not looked at as part of the franchise. This is what this is about. These so-called founding fathers that you're talking about, they were part of the franchise. And those that were not part of the franchise, those were the ones that were incarcerated. Those were the ones that were lynched and murdered. Those were the ones who had their rights taken away from them. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is what this is about. If this is what is in our so-called Constitution, then why are all of us not concerned about enfranchising those that were born in this country, that have a right, that have a Bill of Rights, We have the right to coexist in this country. This is what this is about.
They're trying to stop us, like they did when Dr. King came to Chicago. Yes, sir. But they can't stop us. We're nationwide. We're here together to let Matt Heck know, and the city commission, and the mayor, and the city government, and the police chief, and the prosecutor's office, that justice delayed is justice denied. Right. Congressman Mike Turner called me today and said, Bishop Cox, I can't meet your request for asking the Justice Department to investigate this until after the local investigation is over. I told him I'm going to make that announcement, and I'm telling everybody I know not to vote for you in November. You cannot be our congressman. We're putting you on Front Street. We're putting you on Front Street. We are telling Sherrod Brown, you better get on the stick and call the Justice Department. We want an audience for Miss Riley in front of the President of the United States and in front of Congress. We will give this city no peace because you've given us no justice.
Okay, I'm here with Bishop Cox. It's after the rally here. I got a question about the 911 calls. Now, we've received a call, been forwarded a call by the family, a copy of the 911 calls. It's pretty much similar to what I had heard on WHIO last night, except WHIO was a little bit clearer but they cut it off before anything happened, and we could hear shots in the other one that was provided by the family. Is there any 911 calls been released? We've also been told that Dante was making a call to 911. Are there any other calls that we don't know about? Dayton police have not returned our calls
that we don't know about. The police may have some that they don't want to release, and that might be the reason they're not returning your calls. But on that 911 call, before the shots were fired, they said that you're dead. And then they start shooting him. And so, you know, when you hear that terrible 911 call and hear them announce that he's dead before they start shooting, let you know that was premeditated.
What have you heard from, is there any latest details that we don't know about? I mean, I've heard about that.
There is no latest details at this time that we don't know. Only thing we know that they are delaying it, and to us it's justice denied. Delayed is justice denied. You heard me talk about Mike Turner. Mike Turner has said, I can't make the Justice Department investigate this case until after the local investigation. Well, that's a lie. Trayvon Martin's parents didn't have to wait on that, and we're not waiting on it either. I want the Dayton community to take this serious. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep rallying. We may even do a march. We do have a planned town hall meeting. And we plan to organize, and I'll know on the 4th when we go to the City Commission, to just go to Washington, to Al Sharpton's meeting, and then go before the White House.
The question, going back to the Congressman Turner, would his getting involved at this point, without any of the, I guess, the investigation, I mean, in fairness to him, shouldn't he keep out of it at this time, or should that be?
Trayvon Martin's mother has already been before Congress.
Okay.
She's already had an audience with the president, and so Sabrina Rowley deserves the same. An audience with the president to go before Congress. That's the reason he should get involved, because he's a congressman. He couldn't do it, and I told him I'm asking people not to vote.
Okay.
You can't do it. I can't vote.
All right. Thank you for your time.
You were just walking by. You didn't know what was going on over here?
No, I was driving by. I had no idea what was going on, so I thought I'd stop by and see what was going on.
Okay.
And, you know, upon talking to some people, yeah, it seems like somebody was treated very unfair, and there needs to be an investigation. And if they are completely saying there's no investigation needed, then you've immediately got from the get-go a spoiled report. You've got, and the sad thing is the media doesn't cover these things. They only cover the bad things. They don't, you know, when you got a young boy down in Florida who's the hit piece of the news right now because he was supposedly shot by a white man, so you're just pushing all this race on people. You're pushing all this anger and all this hatred, and it drives me nuts. I'm a white gentleman, and I'm surrounded by black folks right here. I don't feel one bit of danger. I don't feel like my life is threatened. I'd go up to everybody here, give them a hug, shake their hand, tell them I love them.
So what would you say to other whites like you about the race thing? Because you were talking just a few minutes ago about how, you know, this stuff has to be talked about and whatnot. So
I think that's the only thing is doing is talking about it. I think the media makes us think that we hate each other. I think a lot of white folks are scared to approach a black person because they don't know what they're about. I think a lot of black folks are told that white people hate them because of the color of their skin. And in both ways, you've got complete false inclinations. Now, yes, you've got extremes on both sides of the party. You've got bitter African Americans, you've got bitter white folks. That's the thing, it's always going to be like that. But the majority of the people love each other. And there's no reason at all why we cannot just love each other. Everybody has their disagreements. Everybody does. But when you start taking lives and you start just spreading hate, you're destined for doom as a society, as a republic, as a nation. And it drives me nuts when I see the media only covering horrible stories. Horrible stories. And I wish people would wake up. You know what? We're all Americans, okay? We love each other, okay? Be nice to one another. Love one another, okay? So I hope that, you know, I see that this nation is right in the middle of a crossroads, and I hope that we make the right choice as a people and stop listening to the politicians, stop listening to the media. They're just a bunch of liars. Everybody knows it, but nobody wants to admit it. Oh, we can't believe the media, but that's all we watch. So turn off Fox News, turn off CNN, turn off NBC and ABC. They're all controlled by the same people, and they're all funded by the same people. And let's start giving some of these local media media people some attention, some independent people. Get on the, start checking your sources. You know, educate yourself. You cannot make a choice about something unless you're educated. And the last few years I've been doing this. I've been looking, researching and doing stuff, and it's amazing once you open your eyes to what the real issues are in this country. And it's horrible. You've got, it drives me nuts that the government and the people, they put black folks in this light that is, they want to help them out, but at the same time they're telling them that they are. It makes me mad when people say they want to help and they're doing nothing but ruin the situation to make it harder. And I just hope everybody wakes up, start hugging one another, start loving one another, start shaking hands, start talking to your neighbors, okay? They're not here to get you, all right? And be nice to one another. You know what, growing up, it wasn't that long ago. I'm only 27 years old. And growing up, I can remember we talked to our neighbors when I was a kid. Everybody knew each other, and now nobody does. Everybody stays in their homes, everybody's on their iPhones, communicating through Facebook or whatever, and everybody's leery, always looking over their shoulder like, who's gonna get me? And where did we get that from as a nation and as a people, as Americans? You know what, the majority of us are good, and yes, you're gonna have some bad apples, and that's why you need to be aware of your surroundings and know who you're talking to, but don't look at somebody and immediately judge somebody based on the way they look. I mean, we got Martin Luther King, who would be so upset because we make no progress at all. And it drives me nuts. I hope you guys keep doing your thing. I'm gonna spread your guys' website around, your little news source. I'm gonna give some cards out. Keep doing it because people are waking up to the establishment control, and it gives me joy. You know what? In bad things, great things can come from it. And you know what? It's so sad what happened to this young man. But you know what? If people can start, don't let this young man die in vain. You know, use this message to spread the love and to spread the message, and let's just all love each other, man. I know it's not that easy, but dang, come on.
Yeah.
Stop being so mean to everybody.
All right. Thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about what your group is all about?
Basically, we support the masses of the people. We are a security force that believe that no man nor woman shall live in fear. So we believe that anywhere where there's a situation that we feel is being misused or mishandled, or where there's protection needed, we will come.
And you're in Dayton, a Dayton group?
No, we're a national organization.
National? And what,
we're a national organization. Dayton is just not the only chapter. We have chapters all over the United States.
And how was the organization started?
The organization started in 1968 through the Malcolm X Society. Back then, we were known as Moose and Duke, but through Queen Mother Moore, she gave us the name the Black Legion, and that's where we got our name from.
Okay. And we're out here in front of Montgomery County Court to talk about the Dante Price issue. So you guys are working along with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to try to get attention to this story?
We are also working in Sunday Square with the residents up there, patrolling the area up there, although they still have the same security covenant there. But we have the respect from the community to be there and be there to protect them as well.
Okay.
In situations like this, we don't feel that that was a protection. They were there to protect those people. There's a lot of things with this situation that I personally, as well as some of the residents there, they were afraid. You know, these guys are walking around with assault rifles and shotguns. That's unnecessary.
Right.
You know, you already have a gun on your hip and a taser. There's no need for assault rifles and shotguns to be patrolling around with those weapons when you already have weapons assigned to you on your waist. Police don't walk around neighborhoods like that. What is a security group doing walking around?
It's 2012. What do you think about the fact that we're still dealing with these types of race issues so heavily?
I find it pathetic, but I really do believe that it takes people in the community. It's not about race. White, black, Hispanic, whatever your race, it's about the community standing together and not accepting it. Because if they was doing this in other areas, which they're not, but you know, that would be a problem in those areas. So why can't it be a problem for us where we live?
Right.
You know, there's no other complex that I know that's walking around where security guards are walking around like that. As I said before, police are not walking around like that. Now, if your life is in danger, you know, handle your business in the proper manner. You know, but that's just totally unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. If it happened in Kettering or Centerville, my organization, we would do the same thing. So that needs to be clear. We are not a hate group. We don't promote that. We are here to support the community.